Afternoon, Future Gen. Once again, this is day 3 of Chiropractors, the original Quacks. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the brain-body diagram. First day we talked about why chiropractors went to jail up until like the 1970s for practicing medicine without a license. And yesterday we talked a little bit about how just what we do in our clinic. And today we're going to talk about what we call the brain-body diagram in our office. Every single one of our patients goes through this educational process. One, because oftentimes I love the adjustment. I absolutely do. I wouldn't be a chiropractor if I didn't love the adjustment. But what I love is the principle behind the adjustment. And so we're not going to go into the green books and into like the old text and whatnot. What I'm basically going to teach today is a little bit about just how all of that works practically. And so when I go through this is going to be, I hope it makes sense to you, and it should, because I've done it a million times and most people understand it. And if you get this is like the biggest difference between traditional conventional medicine, even natural medicine focuses on allopathic care and taking care of symptoms, versus what chiropractors have said since 1910, what we call non-therapeutic care. And so here is the diagram, right? So we care a lot about the brain and the connection the brain has to the body, right? In that if the brain has 100% connection, the body has 100% function, right? And so what we look for in the office is we like to identify in multiple ways the quality, the quantity, and the chronicity of subluxation in the spine, right? And so we look for these interference patterns that we call subluxation. And let's just say that we evaluate those based on x-ray and some of the scans that we do, right? If this interference pattern is here, the question we always ask is, can the body function at 100%? And if there's an interference between the brain and the body's ability to communicate with each other, then the answer is no, right? And so we call that malfunction. Malfunction, I missed a U there, we actually evaluate in our office with exams. So we do exams every 24 visits, and we do them because, like we talked about yesterday, about accountability, right? And so if the body is malfunctioning and we have all these different exam metrics that we identify and say we don't do anything about these exam metrics, would they get better or worse? And they would get worse, right? And generally that's how the spine goes. Like, we're in 24 hours a day, we're in gravity, and it generally just everybody's like, oh, I got bad posture, and like we're generally getting further and further here till we're in like walkers. And like, no offense to old people, but old people with like walkers, like they're not just checking out shoes, they literally can't like stand up straight anymore, right? And so if we find these and we don't do anything about them, they'll get worse. And that's where chiropractors have always said dis-ease comes from, right? The body is supposed to work easy. Medicine calls this disease. They catalog them to thousands and thousands of textbooks, right? All these different diagnoses. And over time, generally these will lead to symptoms. And so the question we always ask is, what does medicine, conventional medicine, typically do for disease and symptoms? And the answer is usually drugs and surgery, right? And so, and this isn't a shot against medicine, because medicine saved my life 3 times. And if they saved my life 3 times, I'm grateful for this, right? And so we should be grateful when it's life-saving. However, if it's not, that's the key, right? And regardless of whether it's life-saving or life-threatening, and if it's not, we should always be interested in cause versus effect, right? And so when we go through this, teach every patient, right? If we correct this and we normalize that connection between the brain and the body, will the body function better? And it should, right? And this here, and in our exams, we have a new associate, Dr. Caitlin. She's watching us go through these re-exams. And when we can track in re-exams all these different metrics getting better, we know for sure that the body's functioning better. If the body functions better, the question, this is a belief system question, do you believe that it has the power, the body, does the body have the power to self-heal disease? And, you know, just in terms of logic, like, yeah, it should, right? Like, we should actually be able to self-heal disease in the sense that it's pretty amazing. We see it every day, right? And so we get down to symptoms, and what's really cool about symptoms is usually symptoms go away first, right? And so usually we're like, hey, your symptoms, when I don't get greedy, stay the course, because we still have this and this to fix, and we still have some exam metrics to improve. But on this chart, where is cause? No one's listening, no one's answering, just kidding. Cause is up here, right? Let's draw that in blue. Cause is up here. And then where's effect? Effect would be on the bottom, right? This would be effect. And where is prevention? This is one of my favorite parts about this diagram, right? Prevention is everywhere above this line, right? Because prevention is before you have a disease. It's called primary prevention, which our traditional conventional Western medicine system doesn't really do. Like, they don't engage you in your diet and lifestyle, really, right? And where's proactivity? Proactivity's up here. And everything down here is reactive. Sorry, I'm getting messy now. I'm getting scribbly, right? And so the big point behind this, why is this important, is because the difference between the paradigms of chiropractic and the paradigms of conventional medicine is the difference between cause and effect. But it's not just that, it's a huge concept, but it's also just like the difference between prevention is not possible down here. It's not possible, right? And it's the difference between being proactive versus reactive. And in our world, I'll tell you, there's no more important place than health than to be proactive. If you're consistently reactive in your healthcare, oftentimes you're trying kind of left and right, you know, like different doctors, different procedures, different therapies. There's a reason why it's called therapeutic. These therapies are there to treat a disease or a symptom, but it's always playing catch up, every time, right? And so the lesson in all this is, where in your life can you be more proactive about your health? And I can't think of a better way than the healthcare provider you choose, right? And so how do you apply this? Every healthcare provider, outside of the kind of non-therapeutic chiropractic paradigm, I would say, right? Natural health, but natural health can be, because this could be down here, this could be a supplement specific to treat a disease. This could be chiropractic adjustments, which I don't know if we call them adjustments per se, because they would be specifically, say, for back pain, right? It's kind of a different model. And for us, we say, why not get here every time? Why don't we clear this and this out, correct this sustainably, clear that out, get the body to function better, self-heal diseases, in fact, self-heal diseases and patterns long before they actually even show up, right? And so what I want you to do next is maybe think about that. Next time you go to the doctor, next time you actually go somewhere, are you going there because you have something already? Or are you going there to prevent something from happening? Or are you going there to experience an optimal state of well-being? Because if you're going there to experience an optimal state of well-being, I would implore you to consider this. And this, I don't know a profession more staunchly committed to that besides chiropractic, right? And so please share this video. Please keep tuning in. And the next time you actually see a chiropractor, if you have one, ask them if they know this, right? This is literally like our healthcare model, the prevention versus reactive system, all on paper, right? And I guess a whiteboard. And so, hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for tuning in. It's Happy Wednesday, it's Hump Day, and tomorrow's Thursday. The next day is Friday, then we're into the week. All right? Have a great day.